Today's video, this is going to be a first video in a series called Make That Paint Shine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the steps to get your car paint, regardless of what kind of car you have. It doesn't matter if it's a diesel, car, truck, whatever, to get that paint back in the condition where it really shines and really looks good. Now, I know a lot of people that watch this channel are not detailers, but they do like their cars to look nice, and who doesn't like a shiny car? The vehicle that I'm going to be working on today is my 98 Jetta TDI. This car is 17 years old. It's pretty much sat outside in the southern sun for 17 years. Now, I have kept up with the exterior maintenance on it pretty good. It's definitely not a show car, it's a daily driver. But what I'm going to show you in a few minutes is that this paint is really, it's tired. It still shines, but I can't think of the last time I actually buffed the car, probably, I don't know, 8-9 years ago. Every year I do put a sealant or wax on there, so I've been doing that, and I try to keep it washed as frequently as I can. What's on there now is Adam's old, it used to be called Machine Super Sealant. As you can see, this bottle is almost empty. It's probably, I don't know, 5-6 years old. And I have been using that, and it is what is on the car from 11 months ago. So when I take you outside, you're going to see the way the water still beads on the car. And it's protected, it's been outside in the elements for 11 months. The new type of product that they have is called it's just called paint sealant. It's supposed to be an upgrade to the Machine Super Sealant, and that you don't have to let it sit for 20 minutes, and it's supposedly easier on and off and supposed to protect better. I don't know. 1 year of protection on the Jetta with it being outside all the time, that's plenty good enough for me. Now, probably the last couple of months, I've been experimenting with the Optimum No Rinse Wash and Wax. I'm very impressed with this. If you saw my video before on the waterless car washes, I do not like that. Rinseless car washes, however, while they may seem to be very much the same, they're very different. You pre-soak a panel, you use the solution, and it really does clean the car. And you can almost hardly find anything on the net about people that really don't like the Optimum products. I still do like to wash the car the traditional method, and I usually use Adam's car soap because I've just used it for years. It has great suds, great foaming, and it just cleans very well. But what we're going to do in this video, and to keep the video from being really, really long, today we're just going to strip the sealant and whatever residual polymer waxes from the Optimum off the surface. I'm going to prepare this for clay barring. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to remove everything, all the sealants and everything off the surface. And to do that, I'm going to be using Chemical Guy's Citrus Wash and Gloss. Now, in the past, I have used things like Dawn dishwashing detergent, which does a really good job. But the problem with that is, being that it really does remove oils and stuff, which is what you want from a dishwashing detergent, it is not so friendly to the rubber trim on the car. And being that this car is 17 years old, if you rub your hand real hard on the trim, you'll get blackish gray on you. So I'm trying to use a solution, a wash solution, that it will be a little bit more gentle to my trim, but will still strip the machine wax off. Now this stuff is very durable. Almost any really harsh soap will easily take wax off. The Machine Super Sealant, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. Now, Chemical Guys used to sell a product called Citrus Wash. It was red. I believe it's no longer being sold by them, and that is what you used to strip wax. It's called to do a strip wash. Well, the Citrus Wash and Gloss is a maintenance cleaner, and if you mix it in the dilution ratio that they tell you to mix, it's not going to harm your sealant, which is, I think, an ounce to 5 gallons of water. At 1 ounce to 1 gallon of water, it will strip your wax and hopefully will take the machine sealant off. And the reason that this will work like this in a higher concentration is because this is not pH balanced. Chemical Guys has a lot of pH balanced soaps. I would not use citrus washing gloss as my maintenance wash, just because if you get the dilution ratio wrong, let it sit too long, do it in the sunlight, it may weaken the wax more than, say, a pH neutral cleaner. They have a lot of pH neutral cleaners. There's a lot of good pH neutral cleaners that you can use, which is what I would use as a maintenance wash to preserve your sealant or wax that you have on your car. So I'm going to take you outside. I have misted the car. I want you to see how well that it still beads on the paint. And I have this on the paint, on the glass, on the headlights. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to ultimately really bring this paint back. The car is white. The swirls and the scratches are not very noticeable in it. You can see them in the bright sunlight. It's been raining all week here. It's overcast. You won't be able to see really the swirls outside. When I bring it back into the garage with the fluorescent lights, you'll be able to see it. But I want to buff the paint. And the first thing we need to do is strip the wax or sealant that's on the car. And I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to mix up what's called an IPA solution after I do that, which is an isopropyl alcohol in water, distilled water. Spray it over the car, do a panel at a time in a microfiber cloth, and that will take whatever else is off. Now people say, can you do that instead of washing it? Yes, you can. You can skip a step. However, this car is really, really dirty, and I don't feel like making more scratches in the paint, so I'm going to wash it. But because I'm washing it, I'm going to use the citrus washing gloss at the high concentration rate, and let's see if that works. On another video, I'm going to show you how to clay bar the car properly. Then we will, I'll show you how to buff, and this is going to take some heavy duty buffing to get this paint. It's never going to be like it was when it was new. It will be better than it is now, and it's going to, the paint is going to be nice and smooth. And then we'll go back over it with, I'm probably going to try this time, I'm going to try the Chemical Guys Jet Seal, and maybe on top of that, after that cures, maybe some of the buttery wax. So I'm going to try some of the Chemical Guys products, and then because I want to see if it's as good as the machine sealant. The machine sealant is awesome. It lasts 1 year, still beating. So we get a lot of acid rain, we get a lot of dew in the morning, which over time really works at that sealant or wax. I'm not that concerned with the shine of the glow and all that. It's a white car, so as long as we get the paint smooth, it's nice and shiny, and it's protected, that's what we're trying to do. So I'm going to take the camera and get you guys outside, let you see how well it's beading, and then we're going to go ahead and mix up our dilution ratio of the washing gloss and go ahead and see what that does, and then I'll show you after we do that and rinse the car if it, we'll see, I don't know, we'll see if it beads better. So I'll be right back. All right, this is how well the sealant, machine sealant, still beads. It's pretty impressive after almost a year. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind, how that's beading, and hopefully after we do the wash and gloss there will be no beading, because that will let us know that the hydrophobic properties that are in the sealant and wax are gone, which is what we want in this instance. Alright guys, I've got a gallon of hot water here, and I'm going to go ahead and the Chemical Guys 1 ounce of wash and gloss. Now I will have to say that this solution is extremely slick, which is a good thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my wash mitt and go ahead and wash the Jetta, and then we'll come back and see if it indeed was able to strip the sealant off of the car. Alright, so we have just finished the strip wash with Chemical Guys citrus washing gloss, and as you can see, there's absolutely no hydrophobic properties left to any of the surfaces. So if you see your paint or the water doing like this on your paint, it's definitely time to get some protection on there. So this is exactly what we want. And even running my hand over the paint, I can still feel a little bit of can feel contaminants in there. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to end this video here, and on the next episode I'm going to show you how to use an alcohol and distilled water solution before we do the clay bar, and then we will clay bar or clay pad this paint to see if we can't get most, or if not all, the contaminants out of the paint before we start our buffing process.